stopping
And
by.
also, A1 is here. We have a lot of drinks on the show today, and they're going to have some cocktail ideas for tailgating or your next get-together.
And we just told you about Maker's Mark and how they're releasing their new bourbon called RC6. And not to toot our own horn, but we get to try it coming up. So we'll let you know, of course, how it tastes and the profile that it brings, if you will.
Well, let's kick it off now with a look at what's on. And this was a big weekend for True Blue fans. Big Blue Madness was on Friday and the Kentucky-Arkansas game on Saturday. It was Jared Lorenzen Day at Kroger Field to honor the former UK and NFL quarterback. His family, friends, and former teammates took part in a touching tribute before the game. An injured quarterback, Terry Wilson, wore Jared's number 22. And what a game it turned out to be for Lynn Bowden Jr. The wide receiver had to take over for the injured quarterback, Sawyer Smith. Bowden had 196 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, and 1 passing touchdown. Bowden and the Cats honoring Jared Lorenzen's legacy with a 24-20 win over Arkansas. UK is now 3-3, and the Cats head to Athens this week to take on Georgia, which is coming off that upset loss to South Carolina. That was a huge game. UK-Georgia kicks off Saturday night at 6 on ESPN, but, you know, that was a shocker.
And how great, though, with all of the Jared Lorenzen tribute. Get this, 24-20. The final score of the game for both teams, if you average that out, what number do you get?
22.
22. The last play, I believe, for South Carolina, we stopped them at the...
Arkansas.
Arkansas at the 22-yard line. And there was one other stat that I saw from the weekend that also had 22 incorporated. So it just seems like that was the theme of the game.
His spirit was there watching over it, and it was, you know, it was...
Made sure that we got the win.
Yeah, and that was great.
Absolutely.
And now you got to be part of a big college football game this weekend.
I did. Top 10 matchup this weekend between LSU and Florida, and I was there at the game. Took some pictures while we were there. This was Emily's first... Oh, by the way, this is the Tiger truck stop, by the way. I stopped there to see the camel. And he wasn't there. I guess that maybe PETA stepped in and got him taken away.
Everybody who's watched the show knows, that truck stop is legendary.
But was in Death Valley. There's Emily. It's her
great.
first LSU game. Okay, look, she's a Cats fan. She cheerleaded for UK, but I had to bring her to an LSU game and there's Mike the Tiger. It was a homecoming parade, so we were doing that. I mean, it was an absolutely raucous crowd.
And what a game!
2,000 people there. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It was neck and neck the whole game until the second half, and then Joe Burrow put on a clinic, showed the reason why he's probably the front runner for the Heisman Trophy this year.
And LSU is now up to what? Ranked second?
They jumped Clemson. Now they're ranked second. Alabama's number 1, and it's going to be a top 2 matchup. If, of course, we have to get through Mississippi State next week. But
that's great.
It's all right. It's good that LSU is finally back after a decade of being down in the dumps.
Yep.
We're back.
And it's cool that you got to be there at the game. That's great.
Yeah, it was great. Absolutely.
Well, hundreds of female UK fans had a Sunday fun day at Rupp Arena. It was the annual UK Women's Clinic. It's one of my favorite events. You get up close and personal with Coach Cal and the Cats, as well as Ellen Calipari there. You see us there with some of the players. She is the star of this show, though. She takes photos with fans and signs autographs. And Ellen is also the MVP of this year's plank challenge. She and I battled to see who could last the longest. And we had fans. We each had fans helping us along the way, but it was no contest. She's amazing. I had a good run, but Ellen is the champ.
No.
She did a plank for 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
2 minutes. Perfect form.
Oh, look at that.
I tried. Look at that, raising up, just going up on one arm at the end.
Yeah.
I told her next year she needs to take on Coach Cal. I would absolutely love to see that, and I also know who would win that challenge.
Difficult. I am not going to lie. Like, you don't think 2 minutes is a long time, but try it out. Do it in your living room while you're watching us. I guarantee you after about a minute, you start getting shaky.
And that's how I got before I just completely collapsed.
Yeah.
And I'm a pretty good planker, but.
You need the core.
Yes.
I don't have the core.
Ellen is the queen of planking.
You probably would have beaten me, I promise you. All right, Pope Francis, you might have heard about this, accidentally sent a shout out for the New Orleans Saints football team. The Pope sent a tweet saying, quote, "Today we give thanks to the Lord for our new Hashtag saints. They walked by faith and now we invoke their intercession. End quote. The Pope's message was actually about newly canonized saints, but he hashtagged the word saint, and as it turns out, is part of the NFL's partnership with Twitter. Oh my gosh, with Twitter. When you hashtag saint, the New Orleans Saints logo is automatically added to the message. The Saints, by the way, ended up beating
the New Orleans Saints tweeted, couldn't lose after this.
Oh,
I mean, after the Pope gave them a shout out, they were destined to win that game.
We need to ride that all the way to the Super Bowl this year. Yeah, I mean,
can we get the Pope to send out a tweet that's hashtag BBN for Kentucky?
Just keep using the Pope's tweets.
Yes,
that'll get you there.
That's great.
How great that he's tweeting, though. Pope Francis.
You don't follow Pope Francis on Twitter? I've been following him for a while.
Really?
Yes, he is an active tweeter.
Is it all inspiration, or is it all, or do you get some funny out of it? I mean, obviously this was hilarious.
It's just his observations.
Yeah, I like that.
And if there's somebody running the account for him, it's still funny that they did the hashtag Saints.
Of course.
Okay, well, you have to take a look at this. It is a deer, and it looks real, but it is not. Shady Maple Farm Bakery in Pennsylvania is going viral for this very realistic-looking deer cake. They posted it to their Facebook page. They say a couple requested it for their wedding day and even brought in antlers for decoration. It took more than 10 hours to make. We're told the deer's head and neck were carved from styrofoam. The back part of the deer is all cake, enough to feed 250 people. That is a wedding cake I have not seen before. That is impressive.
I tell you what, that's what they need to do is make one of these and go put it on the BG Parkway at night. And I guarantee you that would keep the speeds down on because I saw so many of those on my way back yesterday. Yeah. They were everywhere. And I was like, whoa, gotta slow it down. Yeah. You never know when one of those things are gonna dart out in front of you.
The cake probably wouldn't last long on the BG Parkway, but still.
The deer would eat the cake and then it'd be like cannibal. We don't want to do that. All right, Fortnite. We talked about it last week. Yeah. One of the most widely played video games held a special event to end its 10th season on Sunday. Players logged in to take part in an event called The End, as the game gets ready to launch its next iteration with Season 11. But a most unexpected thing happened at around 2 p.m. Eastern Time. A rocket on the island where Fortnite takes place blew up the landscape in the game and dragged all of the players into a black hole. And it left nothing but a mostly dark screen, a spinning black hole, and no way for users to play for hours. 4 hours after the game had gone down, about 50,000 people were still actively watching the game's live stream of the black hole on YouTube. Another 100,000 people were watching on Twitch. An esports and gaming consultant estimated that millions of gamers in total tuned in for the cataclysmic event. It's not clear how long the outage will last.
And parents all around the country were saying, "Yay, 4 hours without
Finally,
Fortnite."
My kid. Well, no, I don't know. It might be. They might still be glued to the TV, wondering, or computer screen,
staring at the black hole.
When is this thing going to end? But maybe hopefully they got some dinner in between watching for the black hole.
There you go. Well, the dash cam video shows an Ohio 9-year-old taking a car for a joyride. The boy had apparently stolen his grandmother's white Hyundai SUV. Witnesses say they saw the boy driving 80 to 90 miles an hour on the highway. The Ohio State Highway Patrol followed him as he then drove through a neighborhood. Eventually, the boy hit another car and came to a stop. No one was injured.
Thank goodness. Oh my gosh.
I mean, like a 9-year-old, unless he's really tall, I would think that might be, how do you reach the gas pedal?
And maybe he had a growth spurt, and now he's got the legs, the abilities to drive. But how great is that? I mean, not great.
Not great.
Not a good idea. But I mean, he's going to be a stunt driver when he gets older. This guy.
You're assuming, if he doesn't land himself in jail with these stunts that he's pulling along the way as a child.
All of the driving video games, probably. So it's better than Fortnite. Give him that.
Okay.
All right. California students can hit the snooze button. That's because the state is pushing back school start times. Governor Gavin Newsom signed a new law yesterday that prevents middle schools from starting before 8 a.m. and high schools before 8:30. The new law makes California the first state in the country to push back school start times. The legislation is designed to give students more sleep time and improve education. It does not apply to some early classes or to schools in rural districts. Critics say that it could push extracurricular activities, though, further into the evening and have a disproportionately negative impact on working families. The laws will go into effect 2022.
My daughter's school starts at 8:05.
Yeah, Anna, how do you
would you
feel
support
about
an
that?
8:30 start time?
Yes.
Yes.
I wish.
Anything that give her a little extra sleep.
Yeah, but
She's
how
all
late
for
do you
that.
think they're going to be doing football practice and soccer practice? I mean, that's going to go late into it already goes late into the
It does.
afternoon.
I know. Some of these activities, they're going until 7 or 8 o'clock at night. So.
Way to go, California.
Yeah. Well, rescuers braved a call to capture a king cobra in a Thailand tourist district yesterday. The rescuers fought for about an hour to capture this 13-foot-long adult king cobra found near a shopping district. Watch this guy. This is crazy.
You going in
On
there?
a Facebook post, the team said they had to enter a sewer 100 feet long, and they faced difficulty due to the sensitivity of the snake. The captured snake, weighing 33 pounds, was later relocated to a forest reserve.
Oh my gosh.
That's wild. Those are some brave workers there.
Certainly is.
Yep.
All right, score at your next tailgating party with Ale 81.
We'll show you how to mix up your cocktails with Kentucky's favorite. It's on next.